Today, I'm going to talk about Jurassic Park, which was directed by Steven Spielberg and based off the Michael Crichton novel of the same name. So the plot of this film is about a wealthy man named John Hammond who wants to open up a theme park attraction of live dinosaurs. But in order to get permission to do it, he needs to get support from two sponsors, Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm. And once they get to the park, a bunch of dinosaurs get loose and have to fight for their lives. The things I liked about this movie were the story, the writing, the cinematography, the characters, the special effects, and the music. The story I liked because it's such an interesting and original concept. I also liked how it's sort of a social commentary on theme park attractions and zoos. Also, I know it's just a movie, but I still think the science in it on how they made the dinosaurs seems really legit to me. The writing in this was so good because there were so many subplots and characters, yet it blended all together so seamlessly. And not one character in this story is a waste, they all serve a purpose to it. There were even scenes where they would foreshadow an event that would happen later in the film, like when Grant tells the kid how velociraptors attack. That happens later in the film. The cinematography was very good in this. That's because it's a Spielberg film, and all his movies have very good cinematography too. But in this one, there's a lot of great compositions, shots, and angles. The special effects, even though they were done in the 90s, still look very good to this day. That's because they didn't just use CGI. They also used practical effects like puppets and animatronics. I wish more Hollywood movies today would take notes on this film on when to use CGI and when to not. Albeit, some of the CGI does not hold up too well. It does look a tad dated, but still, it does look nice and cool. When it's a dark or gloomy scene, by the way, it does look really good. And the practical effects in this film hold up really well. A lot of techniques they used was very similar to the 1930s King Kong movie. For example, they used rear screen projections in certain scenes, just like the King Kong movie. The characters I liked because they were all very likable, with only a few exceptions. The likeness of the characters was probably due to the great performances by each actor who portrayed them. I really think they casted this film very, very well. One other thing I should mention that I liked about this film was the suspense. There was a lot of great edge on your seat moments. And the music is one of the best soundtracks I ever heard in a motion picture. The only scene I don't like is the scene when they're trying to keep the velociraptors from getting in by holding the door shut. And during that scene, there's a gun on the floor that they can't reach. There's also that kid in the room who's just standing there, not giving that helping hand. That scene just really annoyed me, and it still does. Also, one of my biggest questions of the film was what happened to the embryos that Dennis Nedry was trying to take. That seemed like a loose end that wasn't tied to me. But those are the only things that bothered me in this film. I thought the deeper meaning of this film was, even though they wanted to open up an attraction to the public, should they have used dinosaurs? Because they are prehistoric creatures and unpredictable. Who knows what could happen if they busted out? And look what does. So it's a cautionary tale of what can happen if you try to tamper with something that shouldn't be tampered with. If you've seen this movie, please tell me what you think of it in the comments below. And please tell me what's your favorite Spielberg film. I'll give Jurassic Park 4.5 out of 5 stars.